morning, day 3. Got a beautiful raven here. He's a big boy or girl. And we are back at the canteen. Actually, had a half mile back to the canteen from the campground. And breakfast. What do you think of your breakfast, Jane?
It's really good.
And I got self-serve coffee here as well. Yeah, all the food out here is outdoors at the moment. It's 2022 September. I guess they're still doing the COVID thing. And the dinner yesterday, I love mine. Jane wasn't too thrilled with her steak dinner. The steak was too tough for her. Mine was great. But they had it outside here. They didn't do the typical dining room thing that they did when we were here 33 years ago in the canteen. So that was a little disappointing, but it was still a steak dinner at the bottom of the Grand Canyon, so can't complain too much. Alright, so we just left the Phantom Ranch, had a nice breakfast. We're half a mile down the trail, and the mules are getting ready. There's a crew that came in last night, and we stayed at the lodge. The lodge is here. And anyway, beautiful morning. It's definitely warm last night. Didn't really need my sleeping bag until 4 a.m. in the morning. Pretty much just, I slept with minimal clothes on, let's put it that way. And on top of my sleeping bag and pad. By the way, this trip is the first time we're both using our inflatable pads that we bought as part of our backpack gear upgrade, and they are awesome. So much better than the old ridge rests that we had. Do bathroom stop. There's 3 bathrooms along the way here. One in the campground. We're gonna skip that. And then there's one closer to the Silver Bridge, and then there's one about a mile after that on the river. Your pack. You need to tighten your hat? Oh, yes. It looks like it's very well secured. Anyway, 3 bathrooms along the way. And we're going to stop at the one by the Silver Bridge, and then, of course, the one at the river if we need to. But today, from Phantom Ranch on up, is 5 miles to Indian Gardens, and that's our destination. And then we are doing a day hike with no packs out to Plateau Point, assuming we feel okay. Anyway, just giving a little bit of a shot of me since I'm not on the videos very much, but you can see behind me it's just beautiful morning, still in the shade, and expect we'll be in the shade most of the day. At least that's the hope, because we're gonna, obviously in this canyon here, it's 7 a.m. right now, end of September, and so we are in the canyon by Phantom Ranch and Bright Angel, and then we'll be popping out over the Colorado River after the bathroom stop that I talked about. And then, let me turn around. Yeah, it's beautiful. And then, if I recall, and from everything I looked at, we're going to be in a pretty narrow gorge all the way up to Indian Gardens. And then, of course, when we pop up to Indian Gardens, then we're on a plateau, and then that should be pretty much full sun. Hopefully we'll get a campsite with some shade. Here's the bridge that goes across the campground, and there's another bridge on the other side. This is the North Kaibab Trail that diverts around them. So a little different view of the campground. I talked about we were at site 23. That was a really good site. It was probably the most private, but it was not on the river. I mean, all these on the river are looking pretty nice too. Some level of shade on a few of them. No privacy though. The ones on the back wall there, on the cliff face. Some of them have a little more privacy. 23 is pretty good. 24 didn't look too bad either. The group campsites look pretty good. So, but they're all back on the back wall. Anyway, the campground was nice and quiet, at least from what we heard. And nobody's really disturbing much. And one more thing, stars again were amazing last night. Just amazing. All right, here we go. There's the bathroom. That was site 23 where we stayed. I would not go right to the bathroom. There's a campsite there, but people are going to be walking right past you every time you go to the bathroom. Yeah, just about to leave Phantom Ranch area, Bright Angel, and here's a closer up of the campground where we're standing. Across the bridge, the campground is up that way. Alright, bye Phantom Ranch. Right after you cross the last bridge, right by the campground, there's water and toilet right here. It's your last stop until the River Rest House, which is roughly in about a mile. Head down that way to the Silver Bridge, cross it, take a right, and then you are headed up the Bright Angel to Indian Gardens. All right, so we're leaving Phantom Ranch, and time to go over the scary Silver Bridge. I guess I'm more worried about dropping my phone in the water than anything else, but it's pretty well chained in. So you can't drop stuff. This is a suspension bridge. The end's floating. There we go. You didn't drop your phone?
Did not drop my phone. Here's Steve coming over the bridge. There it is. Made it to the other side.
All right. So we just came across this nice little sandy area on the trail. Wind must be blowing that up from the beach. And you can see interesting plants here. Some kind of a yucca, we think. Got the Silver Bridge and Black Bridge in the background. It's one of the temples up there, the pointy one. And is this schist? This is schist rock.
No, not the schist. This is the gneiss because I don't see the mica flakes in it. Okay. Hornblende.
There's a lot going on in this corner here.
It's nice. It's very banded. It's gorgeous. But it's vertical, right? You can see the crystals in it because the right here. You see the crystals inside, what it looks like on the inside right here. Isn't that amazing? That's amazing. Look what the inside looks like.
Still hiking along the river.
You didn't hear me on tape, did you?
And if you want to use clips from mine, you may.
I will.
Morning. The first of the rim to rim hikers. Wouldn't be surprised if he's running, because he's going pretty light. Maybe he's doing rim to rim to rim. Anyway, still going along Colorado here, out in the sun. First part of this was in the shade, but now we're in the sun. Hiking in the shade again here. I think the peak there, I think the trail turns up before that peak. I know I said it before, but I think this is it. So, I see a few people down there. If I'm not mistaken, I think that may be where they dropped us off, the beach that they dropped us off at when we rafted 30 years ago. And we just turned from the river, and it's a nice place to have a lunch by the river right there. Trail that comes up here. We're on the Bright Angel, and here's the river rest house. Last stop before, no water here, but there is a bathroom, and last stop before Indian Gardens, or last bathroom of any kind between here and Indian Gardens, which is somewhere on 3.5 miles up. Pack train just passed us, but they're stopped here. Apparently they adjust the mules' packs for going up the straps for going uphill, because they shift when they're going uphill versus downhill. That's what the Wrangler just told us. So, anyway.
There's a strap right along your butt, and when you're going uphill, that's restrictive, so you're loosening.
Oh, okay. That's what he said. Bad place to hang out. Beautiful little willows. With all the willows, half expect to see a moose, but no moose here. Just mule deer. We saw one mule deer at Phantom Ranch. He was a small little buck, little 2-pointer. I tried to get a shot of him, but he was too quick. So what do you think, Jane?
I think we might be in the Vishnu schist. Right down in here, though it may be the nice, because I'm not sure if I see any sparkles. Could just be the light, but it's definitely granite and metamorphic. Basement rock.
So what do we have here, Jane?
Vishnu schist. Vishnu schist.
And what makes it Vishnu? It's granite, but they call it Vishnu schist.
Not granite, it's a schist. So stone and it became metamorphic because it came under heat and pressure. And you can see the liquidiness of it, or the layers have sort of been melted and then solidified and metamorphic. Okay, kids, we are in the Vishnu.
Headed on up the canyon. So far it hasn't been too bad. Definitely this Vishnu schist and granite that we're in, trails can be a bit rocky, but definitely doable. Steady up so far, no super steep spots yet. We'll get there, going up 1,300 feet today. So one way or another, we gotta go up. All right, so a little bit about where we're going. Still at that same shitty spot. So that first layer there is, that first plateau there, that's the same plateau that Indian Gardens is on and Plateau Point Trail is on. And then if you go all the way up to the very top ridge there, that is the South Rim. And there are actually, somewhere up there is the Geology Museum and a couple other lookouts, which I can't see them at the moment. But anyway, we're going to the level of that first ridge there. And the slope ridge is the Kaibab rock layer. Kaibab, what'd you call it, shale?
It's called the Bright Angel Shale.
Bright Angel Shale is the sloped area. That's the green sloped area, which is in the time of trilobites, what, 350 million years ago or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
300 million.
yeah.
275.
Garden Creek. There's a swirl that you can see, like an S curve you can see from the South Rim. I think this may be the start of it. That's where we're going, somewhere up there. Actually, probably a little bit higher than that. But anyway, this is a nice little patch of beauty here. Of course it is. It's getting pretty warm here in the sun. We're probably around 90 right now, 90 degrees Fahrenheit. this the Narrows, you think? Or getting into it? Okay. But still have, it's like part of Garden Creek is on our trail. Unless it's coming out from some other seep spring. Yeah. River's to our right. Who knows what's generating this? But there's definitely water here. How you doing, Jane?
I'm doing great. I feel really good today. Really
Awesome.
good. How about you?
Feeling all right. I mean, a little tired, a little warm, but it's definitely manageable. This is one of my favorite, or this I think is my favorite part of this whole hike, this whole Bright Angel trail. This is right along Garden Creek below Indian Gardens. And, you know, you got Garden Creek coming through here. So you got water source, you got old cottonwood trees in here and willows and shade. So this is amazing. And of course, as everywhere, amazing views. So onward and upward. Hi, Jane.
Hi.
So we are coming out of the Narrows, we believe, which has been this Tapeats sandstone, which you can see here, and coming up into the Bright Angel shale, which is the sloped area, the green sloped area. That's the same. Yeah, it's the same level that and above where Plateau Point is and Indian Gardens. So we are, and it's nice, even steady up here. And we got some beautiful cottonwoods and some shade spots here. So loving it.
Here we go.
Indian Gardens Campground, take 2. Just got here, chose our site. As you're coming up, you pretty much stay to the right, just watch the signs, and they'll take you right up here and just trust the signs. First few campsites are very shaded, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then ones here, like 7, 8, 9, 10 are a little bit more open. There are bathrooms right here. We got water. We're at number 8. We got water bathrooms, and I think there's water right up that slope here a little bit. And then the ones further up are a little bit less shaded. Since we're here, going to be here in the afternoon, it's only 11 a.m. We wanted something that's got some decent shade, so hopefully we won't pay for it with mosquitoes this evening, but we got some bug spray, worst case. All right, we just switched campsites. We were over there at 8. We came over here to 9. It's kind of between some other campsites. We'll see if privacy or not, but there's like a wet spot and flies were running around there and biting Jane. So moved on over here. I'd rather deal with people than biting flies. So, and oh, by the way, if you haven't noticed, there's shelters here. Every campsite's got at least one shelter. Group campsite's got like 2, and people have moved the picnic table out of the way on these 2, and we're just gonna put our tent right underneath that. We won't see the stars like we did the last 2 nights, but I don't think we would either because of the heavy trees. So, and again, shade we feel is the most important right now. Well, if you're zooming out, when you zoom out, it gets more shaky. Woodpecker here kind of looks like a downy, but he's likely not. Some kind of western woodpeckery guy.